Hello and welcome to my garage. Today we're going to be looking at removing these rear seats from a BMW E61 Touring. This is a 2008 LCI car. I don't think there's any difference between this and some of the earlier non-LCI models. To give you a sort of a brief rundown of the job, we've got to get this bench seat out first of all. This is just sort of held in, sort of pushed in. Then we've got these side bolsters up here that need to come out. We've also got this little carpet cover at the back, and then got this little bolster that runs along the bottom as well. Once we've got all of these parts removed, we can then look at getting this this rear seat out. So let's start off with this bottom bench part. So the bench part just lifts up and out. We've then got these two side bolsters to remove. Again, these just pull out. If you start at the top and then just lift them up slightly, you should find they come out fairly easily. With the side bolsters removed, we can now look at this bottom bolster, and you've got these two. They're a little plastic nut with a 10mm head. You've got one just by the seat belt this side. This is the driver's side, and then another one just under there. So I'm going to go ahead now and get both of those out. And just to show you briefly, that's the plastic nut when it's removed from the car. So with the long lower bolster out the way, we can now look at removing this rear carpet piece. We've got these Isofix covers to lift up, and then also there's a little plastic cover under here that we need to remove. So that's a little trim cover there. We'll do exactly the same on the other side. So with that trim cover removed on both sides now, you can see here we've got these little Allen screws that need to come out next. And you may find they get a little bit tight on this on the sort of latch part here, so sort of undo one halfway and then undo the other one, and you should find that just allows that to come out. There we go. And now we'll do exactly the same on this side. You should find there's sort of a trim clip around here somewhere that holds this in place. If we just lift it up carefully, you should hear it just click, and then this will all come free. There we go. There we go. And I'm sort of going to lift this front section out first, and then that will all just come away. Now with this with the rear trim out the way, we can now see where the second nuts are for the bolster. They're tucked down in here. I can't really sort of show you that easy, but basically you can get at them just with a long socket extension and a 10mm socket. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. It's a bit hard to see, but the second plastic nut we need to undo is down there. And what I've got a 1/4" ratchet with this nice little sort of universal joint on the end that just lets that sort of slip around, and that will just sit. I'll just sit on that nut to get it undone. So that's the little plastic nuts out. We'll do exactly the same now on the other side. Well, just to show you very briefly, if you are struggling to get to these little trim screws at the bottom, the little plastic nuts, if you take those middle two out and the two at the end here out, you can just see, you should have just to slide the seat a little bit, and there's the plastic nut at the bottom there. And then with our plastic nuts out both top and bottom, we can sort of unhook this lower bolster. Sort of flick it up, there we go. It should come out and come free, and then if that's out, so we can lift that out of the car altogether now. And now with everything free, we can finally see how we remove the rear seat. So you've got two bolts this side. You've got two in the middle that were behind that long bolster, and then you've got two more on the other side, and then you've got your final two on the rear here. Depending whether you actually want to remove the whole seat from the car, you can leave this lower lower bolt in place. Let's hold the seat belt on. But if you're just leaning the seat forward, which is all I'm doing for today, you won't need to remove that one. So that should be all of these 8 screws out now that go through this rear seat. So let's just see if we can lift it forward. Just, and you see that's come away there, so I can move it out the way. At the moment the seat belt's still attached, but it's enough for me just to sort of lift this up, which gives me the access I needed to this rear panel here. It's also a good opportunity now if you wanted to remove this rear cover. We can take these two 10mm bolts out, and then with both those 10mm bolts out, we've just got to clip this with a screwdriver, and hopefully not the easiest to do with one hand, but I'm just going to see if we can. There we go. Just pulls off like that. And with this one, refitting really is the reverse of the disassembly. We'll line up these the 8 screw holes first, get that back in, and everything just sort of goes back in the way it came out. So hopefully this video has proved useful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more footage like this in the future. Many thanks. Bye.